What's up? My name is Ryu for the Council Network. Today we're talking about Jessica Jones, Season 1, Episode 3, aka it's called Whiskey. And over the weekend I did finish Jessica Jones watching it, so I do know everything that happens, but for the people who didn't, in case you're going to say something in the comment section, spoiler tag, please. Opening episode, Luke and Jessica getting their super godliness going on. They go out for a little dinner, a little after hours dinner. And this just is building relationship between Jessica and Luke, because in the comics, they actually have a child together, so there's actually some fun little Easter eggs in there, little joke-wise about, the name. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to spoil too much with it. So in case you have yet to see the episode, careful with spoilers. So they do it again. Obviously, Jessica sees the photo of his dead wife and leaves. There is some things about his wife that we don't know yet, and it will play out during the rest of the season. So again, if you haven't watched it, that you should be here with it. Just saying. But Jessica's way of dealing with things and finding more info about Hope and trying to get her a lawyer and whatnot is whiskey. Whiskey and power drinks. And of course, her friend Trish is secretly training to defend herself because, well, everything she's been through. We're going to get backstory to her in a future episode a little bit later down the line. We don't get it right here, right now, but we will. I will say that much without spoiling it, we will. In the comics, her character is Hellcat. So, she is actually technically a hero in the comics. But, again, in the comics, we're not up to that point yet where she's actually playing it out. But we do see she's got some bruises because she's been training her ass off. We don't know why she's been training her ass off, but when we find out, it's actually pretty crucial. Now, Jessica's on-again, off-again boss, her wife, is actually introduced, I want to say introduced completely in this episode, who works at a free clinic. And, she's going to play a little bit of a bigger role to an extent. I don't want to say what. Scenes with Malcolm again. Malcolm just seems like your typical drug dealer. And then, obviously, you got guys who want to fix the door. They want to fix the door for Jessica. Trish wants to go on the show, talk about Kilgrave, and basically how she thinks he's a pussy and not a real man. And we'll have to see the consequences play out. But moving along the episode, we actually see Luke Cage's bar again, because it has meaning to him. I don't think in the series we ever find out why it has meaning to him, but him and Jessica have a little more intimacy again, and it's just more to their relationship and, the scenario behind it. So, Hope is in prison and being interviewed by Trish with her now lawyer, I guess, and they're trying to sell it as she's just cuckoo and not completely, there, and, oh, do you even believe he's real? Can you even believe someone with powers is real? Hello, we're in the same damn universe that has the fucking Hulk, that has Iron Man, and has the Asgardian god. And do I even need to bring up Vision and Ultron and, I don't know, Loki and the aliens? And you're worrying about some guy who has brain powers? Hello, I think he would be real. And that's kind of where I just stop right here and I say, God damn it. It's not like a plot point device where it's a problem. I think it's just that people in this universe, if we were to look at this universe like from the outside, look at it from story-wise, they just want to pretend, sweep it under the rug. We already got enough crap, sweep it under the rug. We already have to deal with the Avengers stuff, sweep it under the rug. And probably because he's so, I guess, on the lower end of the world, where he's not this big, giant, universal threat, he's just doing what he wants to with murders, then it doesn't play out as important to them as it does with something like the Avengers. Hence why you don't see it on the news in Jessica Jones. Hence why it's not as big of a story. Hence why it's not as believable. And I think that's what we're seeing played out here. And it just frustrated me at first, because I was just basically sitting there going, really? You're in the same fucking universe with the goddamn Hulk, and you don't want to believe that... I mean, come on, you're not that far from where they had Abomination fighting. You're really not. Abomination versus the Hulk. No one remembers that fight? I remember that fight. But I'm saying in the universe kind of thing. Kilgrave is a sick fuck, though, that's for damn sure. And it plays out in this episode. We get a little bit more of a hint about him. We see Malcolm coming up the stairs with the one of the twins, again, who seems to have love interest for Jessica. Jessica got a lot of love interest, but she meets these fucked up men. Seriously, really fucked up men. So Jessica gets this great idea. Hey, let me get this medicine that puts him asleep. It's general anesthetic that they use when you basically go under the knife. And she goes, let me get this. I'm going to stab him with it, and that's going to be that. Great plan. That's how we're going to shut his powers down. Great plan. And meanwhile, while Jessica's in the hospital using Malcolm to do all this, Trish is under attack from another comic book character who basically, if they follow the comics, like how I'm going to get hated for this, but kind of how Arrow follows some things in the comics and doesn't with others, we can see it play out the same kind of way. He is Nuke from the comics, but I think they toned him down quite a bit for the series from what I could tell, but he's under Kilgrave's control. So he ends up trying to break down the door and kill Trish, and Jessica comes in right at the right time, has the stuff she was going to use on Kilgrave, uses it on Trish because otherwise this cop won't stop until she's dead, and basically plays it out that Trish has died and obviously Trish is still alive. Very smart move on Jessica, extremely smart. Cop actually thinks that, you know, he's killed her, and she's following him now, you know, at this point to get to Kilgrave, trying to find out where Kilgrave is. So she finds where Kilgrave is in this like fancy dance apartment where we saw him last episode, where he did some fucked up shit, and he tells the cop, we'll go outside and walk off the building. We see a flashback of Jessica hitting Luke Cage's wife. Now things are starting to become more clear. Jessica was under control of Kilgrave. Kilgrave had her to kill Luke Cage's wife. Every time she sees Luke Cage's wife, she's going to remember that memory, and it's going to start reflecting on her even more and hurting her even more. Kilgrave is a sick fuck. Needless to say, is a sick fuck. But the cop tries to kill himself, and then obviously Kilgrave's going to use other people to attack Jessica so he could try to get away. And I believe, if I'm 100% right when I say this, he does. Obviously he does. Because it would be pointless to have him, you know, a little build up without the, you know, the big end. That's obviously not going to come until the end of the season. Now, we actually do get this whole thing where he's been stalking Jessica with a bunch of photos, so we're going to see how that plays out in the next episode. And of course, the cop is all fucked up and going, well, god damn it, I watched her die. Relax, she's not dead. You're just under Kilgrave's thing. And Jessica tries to work things out with Luke again, and we'll have to see how they play out. But nonetheless, great episode. Not as strong, I want to say not as strong as the other episodes, but that's okay. It's still a really strong episode. I'm going to basically give this episode a 9.4 out of 10. There's some things still missing. I wish it had a little bit more action. No, that wasn't it. Sorry, that wasn't it. 9.4 because just Kilgrave, I want to say Kilgrave. Just because I felt it was a little too much on-screen action. That opening scene takes away from me. It takes me out of the story. I mean, I get it's supposed to be a more rated R kind of thing. I'm not really sold on the sex thing. It is what it is though. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more if you enjoyed the content. Episode 4 review is going up tomorrow, and there'll be a WWE podcast that'll be going up before that. But if you're looking for the TMNT review, that's not out this week because there was no new episode. There's no new episode of TMNT, Arrow, or Flash, so that's why we're changing up the content, but we're not forgetting those shows. Those shows, once they come back on, we're going to be talking about them again, like we always do. But Dragon Ball Super Review is coming out right after this, few hours.